joining us here today on our Sri Lankan's YouTube channel, which runs parallel to the Sri Lankan's newspaper. It is the only Sri Lankan community newspaper here in New Zealand which is distributed throughout all the major cities. As you know, when it comes to Sri Lanka and sports, what comes to our mind is cricket. But we have recently seen that our Sri Lankan athletes have been performing well in other sports as well. But it's still a very rare occasion. Even rarer is when someone of Sri Lankan origin represents an entirely different country. Joining with us today is one such young gentleman. His name is Ridma Chandrasekara, and he was born and raised in Sri Lanka, and he will be representing New Zealand in the upcoming Commonwealth Powerlifting Championships to be held in the coming October. So Ridma, we'd like to welcome you to our discussion and thank you for taking some time off your busy schedule to join us today.
Thanks.
Before going into more details about your upcoming events,
Right.
we'd like to know a little bit more about your life in Sri Lanka,
Right.
and where you were raised and where you went to school, and a little bit about your family.
I'm born in Kampala, and I was raised by my mom and dad in Maharagama. I went to school in President's College, Maharagama, and I studied there until I was 7th grade. Then my parents and I decided to move to St. Thomas in Bandarwala. So I was in the hostel life until I finished my ordinary levels. Then pretty much I moved back to Maharagama with my parents, and I studied sports management, and I worked at a gym called Fitness Connection in Colombo Racecourse. So 3 years later, of that, I moved to New Zealand.
So that means you have been actually getting involved with all this.
Yeah,
Even
I've
before
been more interested in working out, lifting, and working as a fitness instructor. I enjoyed training people in Sri Lanka. That's what I studied over there as well after I finished my O-levels. And pretty much I was involved in most of lifting and other stuff. Then that pretty much paved the path to come to New Zealand and everything. Yeah.
So initially you came to New Zealand to continue with your
My studies, yeah.
in the
In
training
and sports management, yes.
Sports management.
Sports management, yeah. So I studied sports management and exercise prescription, and I studied human performance. That took me 2 years, and I successfully finished my studies. And I found a job that will be related to what I study and what kind of goes in with my sport. That is YMCA Auckland. And yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know that what you study is actually useful in what you do as a job.
Right.
Because in most cases, for people who move to other countries, they don't get to do the job they actually studied for.
Right.
Some case, but you are in luck. You are lucky.
Yeah, I was in luck. Yeah.
So as kids, we always we kind of dreamed about becoming athletes,
Right.
especially cricketers.
Right.
So when you were younger,
Yeah.
did you have any interest in sports? When you were younger and as soon as you moved to New Zealand,
Right.
did you have any interest in sports?
I did. I didn't know what sport I would be able to do, but I wanted to be stronger, wanted to be a little bit more popular and well known around people, and I wanted people and my family to be proud of myself. Just that was the only mindset I had, but I had no idea about anything that I would do in the future when it comes to any sort of sport. Since I was moving around since schools, I have done basketball and rugby as well, but I didn't stick to a sport that something like powerlifting. I wasn't that consistent when it comes to sports. but I always wanted to be something that I would be representing something as Sri Lanka as well, or any other country.
Actually, basketball and rugby are some
Yeah.
of my favorite sports too.
Yeah.
But out of all these sports, why powerlifting? Why did you focus on powerlifting?
I think I think my sports and everything was involved with, I had so much physical strength, a lot when it comes to basketball as well and rugby. And since I went to the gym, I realized that I'm a bit stronger in most of the exercises and everything. So I tried different sports, but with work, life, and everything and balance, it was hard to do a sport like rugby or basketball when it comes to New Zealand. And
You mean like too much competition?
yeah, that as well. And in the same time, you need to spend so much time outside when it comes to recovery and everything. But I always had time for workouts. Going to the gym is part of my life. Since I started going to the gym, I never stopped since 2015. And that led me, I met some people who are interested in powerlifting in New Zealand. I just gave it a try and it was going well. I realized that I was stronger and I can get better. And in life as well, like, there will be a time that you will be done with gym. Like, oh, there will be times that you will not need to train. Like, you feel like, I don't want to go to the gym today and I will stop. So I had that fear that I will stop going to the gym. So I was like, what if I find a sport that's related to gymming? And so something like powerlifting. So I have the I'm very hungry to be better and achieve more, and something like Commonwealth as well. Be like others who are better in New Zealand in powerlifting. I think that drove me through this to keep going and just be consistent. And I think that will be the reason why I chose powerlifting, just to stay fit in life and stay consistent and stay healthy. So I won't feel sad and I won't feel weak one day.
So it gives you so much self-confidence and
Yeah.
self-esteem.
Yeah. So yeah, I found kind of easier. That I think that maybe that will be the reason why I chose that one mainly. So I would keep going to the gym because I need to compete, I need to win, and that will keep me fit and healthier and have a good life.
So now, getting to the competition, you will be participating. So you will be representing New Zealand
Right.
on the upcoming Commonwealth Powerlifting Championships,
Right.
Which is coming, which will be on coming October.
October.
Can you tell us a little bit about this competition? And it seems that this is not the first time you've been in the competition as well. But
This is my first international competition.
Okay.
I have done around plus 10 competitions in New Zealand. I have done provincial competitions. I've competed for nationals twice, actually thrice, but the first time I got qualified, that lockdown happened, so it got cancelled by the end of the year, but I kept competing, and I missed the chance of Commonwealth in 2022 because I wasn't strong enough, because you need to qualify through nationals and everything. But now I still kept competing. I recently did North Island's Powerlifting Championship, which I placed first, and I became the best overall men's athlete on the competition. And that was the last one I did, and then I applied for Commonwealths, and they selected me to represent New Zealand with my performance throughout these years. But this is my first international one. It will be held in South Africa in the resort called Sun City, and this will be in October, start of October. The dates aren't confirmed yet, exactly what days I will be competing. I believe it's 9th October with the day. Times might be a bit different when it comes to Sri Lanka and New Zealand, if you're watching.
You were born and raised in Sri Lanka, And so when the Sri Lankans learned that you are representing New Zealand
Right.
in an international competition, what was their reaction?
Oh, very surprised and happy. My mother is a teacher, and she got lots of friends and students who are on Facebook. So when she posted the official letter I got from New Zealand Powerlifting, everyone started commenting. It was like around 600 comments on it. Everyone was very surprised, happy, very proud, and just I was reading through those comments and it made me feel like I made it. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I made it. I think I feel very great that it feels very nice to hear it from a Sri Lankan than hearing from here. Everyone here is very proud as well, but hearing from your own people makes it even better than anything else, because I'm representing another country, not Sri Lanka, but I felt like I was still accepted and they were proud of me, because it's another achievement of someone. Yeah, that's all I felt.
Sri Lankans will be happy
Always.
if one of our people, one of our guys actually achieve something great.
It's always the Sri Lankans. It's like they're proud with anything. Whoever's representing anywhere it is. I think that's the main part about Sri Lankans. They'll be proud of anything. They'll find something very small, and they will make it the best thing in the world. That's I think
What about the New Zealanders? When you are representing New Zealand, what was how did they accept you? What was the reaction from the New Zealanders?
They were very stoked. I told them that I will be applying for Commonwealths for my workmates and people who I train with, who I compete with. There was every day someone will be walking up to me and asking, "Did you get into Commonwealths? Did you get into Commonwealths?" That was the most asked question ever, which I felt bad because New Zealand's powerlifting took some time to select the best people in New Zealand to represent for this competition. So it took a little bit of some time. So I told them like around 2 to 3 months ago, but there was no days passed that they didn't ask that, did you get the letter? Did you get it yet? But when I got it, there's around 3 to 4 posters at work right now made by my staff congratulating me. There will be random people who walks into the gym and YMCA will be congratulating me. Like it's all this, pretty much they were very stoked, as I can say. I think I got pretty much the same greetings and wishes from both countries.
Yeah, it's good to know
you
got the best from both worlds.
Both worlds, man. There was nothing negative. There was nothing everyone was very happy. It was like, you're representing New Zealand and you're like out of 22 million people. And they were like, that's amazing. Good on you. They asked to support me as well when it comes to funding and everything. But I was like, no, it's all right. But they are always willing to help and support everyone around me. So
Speaking of funding, so before this interview, you once told me that powerlifting is not a government-funded sport in New Zealand. So how challenging was it to find the fundings and fulfill the training requirements? And how challenging was it, and how did you cope with it?
Yes, it's very, very challenging. Since this is fully self-funded, only the uniform, the New Zealand fern, will be provided to us free. Everything else will be self-funded. So currently, me and my girlfriend, we are both pretty much saving money. I work currently 6 days, more than 10 hours a day, or 15 sometimes, saving every penny we get, trying to budget and cut down most of the stuff. My parents try to help as much as possible, but they help me with the tickets to South Africa as well. So that was a great help. We've already done our flights and everything, but we need to find more money for our accommodation and everything. It's good. It's a good thing that New Zealand currency is a bit higher than South African currency.
Yes.
So it's kind of a little bit of a relief for us. So we don't have to spend much, but we still have some to spend. But it's going well. So we are hoping that we will have enough money by the time we will need it. So it's challenging. It's not easy, but I think the more I will get better in this sport, when I win, I will be able to find more sponsors. I won't be able to find sponsors as well. If you win in powerlifting, there are companies as SBD, that is the most popular brand in powerlifting. They will be willing to sponsor in accommodation and flights, pretty much everything when you're willing to travel in future. So that is the main goal. Right now it's a bit of a struggle, but I think there will be better days in future.
Do you think that now New Zealand government doesn't seem to give much weight on this sport? And what about the global recognition? Do you think that powerlifting deserves more global recognition than this? And what is the New Zealand and the world powerlifting community have been doing about it?
It's a very popular sport among lots of younger people as well. Whoever will go to a gym will understand the basics of powerlifting. It's pretty much 3 movements. So it's very easy to get into. I think anyone can do powerlifting. We have people who are 60 plus year olds who still do powerlifting as well, which is extremely insane. So that's popular among most of the communities in the globe. I think it's more popular than most of the other sports, which are very overrated. But the funding and everything, that's when it comes to most of the competitions. You don't have to buy tickets to go watch them. You can just walk in. When it comes to regional competitions, our nationals, it's free to watch. Anyone can walk in and come and see a thing. So I think when it comes to most of the other sports earn money from selling tickets. I think the more people come to watch, the more people buy tickets. That's where the sport evolves and gets better. We are a non-profit sport when it comes to that. Anyone can come watch, learn, and compete and everything. So well recognized. Most of the other sports are similar to contact sports like rugby, and most of sports that strength involved, they will be doing a lot of powerlifting exercises that will support them in their sport. And I believe that will be more popular in future, and I think it will be much better around the world as well.
You have been telling us about, give a little bit of a description about powerlifting. But as most of us know what weightlifting means, and we have seen it in a lot of international sporting events. So what's the main difference between powerlifting and weightlifting?
Weightlifting is pretty much only 2 movements called a snatch and a clean and jerk, which is very complicated lifts. But when it comes to powerlifting, it's very straightforward. It will be a squat, a bench press, and a deadlift. Those are the 3 lifts, which is well known by most of the people who goes to a gym and whoever have any bit of some understanding around at the gym. So you get only just 3 lifts, which is very simple.
So basically it's a matter of how many steps they take, how those steps are taken.
Yes, as well.
How supportive is your family and your partner during this sporting journey of yours?
My mom don't sleep. she's always awake. We are in the process of trying to save money and trying to get visas and everything else. And my mother's always ready to serve and help out. If I don't hear, if she don't hear about anything from me, what I'm doing, she won't sleep. She will call me. She will text me. her whole life is pretty much evolving around these days around my Commonwealths and myself and my dad as well. Anything I need, they will give as much as possible. And my girlfriend as well, pretty much. She helps me in every way, even my food, everything. But she's competing, she's representing Commonwealth as well, New Zealand. But we help each other, we understand the sport, we train together, and yeah, well, very supported.
What are your future plans? So are you planning to keep continuing as a powerlifter? Do you have any plans like maybe moving to weightlifting, maybe like because it's a more internationally recognized sport?
Future plans are pretty much be better in powerlifting, get to the top, win world championships, and get where I can be at the top level in powerlifting. I have no idea on getting into weightlifting since these are two separate sports. Even if it's more recognized or more funded, I won't really enjoy weightlifting. It's something very different. So it'll be all powerlifting, which I'm very good at, and I will be pretty much staying in there.
And I'm pretty sure the organizations you represent will try their best to actually get some recognition into powerlifting.
Yes.
Get some good international recognition. To end this conversation, what is your message to our viewers, especially the younger ones who are keen on taking up on any sports for that matter?
I think be consistent and stay hungry, stay locked in. As Sri Lankans as well, just be proud of yourself. Always just don't give up. Keep doing what you're good at. Find what you're good at. Don't do anything that people would tell you that you will be good at. Find your own thing. Find your passion. Any sport that you will be good at, or anything in life. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest. Don't do it for yourself and your family, and be proud of yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much my.
That's a very good message, and so from Sri Lankan's family, we would like to thank you for accepting our invitation and joining us in this conversation. And we would also like to wish you all the very best in your upcoming competition, and of course for your other future plans as well. Thank you, Ridma.
Thank you so much.